Wildcat fans. My name's Dylan Wall, and I'm joined alongside with Cade Powell as Baconton Charter, the #1 team, takes on #2 Wildcats as they sneak in a hit right here, the first batter. So runner advances to first. And coming up, Jackson Boston. Number 5, he is the the third baseman for Baconton.
So the first pitch, he looks to bunt. Going to be outside and ball 1. Goes the second pitch, another bunt attempt, and it's going to be in there for strike 1 for the Wildcats. As count now even at 1 apiece.
Trip Lumpkin, the catcher, is watching first base over there as the runner's getting a decent lead.
So another ball in there for strike 2. So the count now at 1-2. I expect a breaking ball here of some sort from Dylan Taylor on the mound.
Right.
And
As
there's
you
a
called it.
curveball. Fouled off.
Yep. Try to get it away from him. It's been Trip Lumpkin's been setting up outside. Taylor throws that curveball and just tipped there by Jackson Boston. Bostic hits a hard foul ball down the right field fence. So he'll have a lengthy at bat here. So the 1-2 pitch, another breaking ball just outside for Bostic. So he watches that one go.
Just turn on the breaker.
So Dylan Taylor tries a pickoff move at first, but the runner will get back safely. So still a 2-2 count. The 2-2 pitch in there for strike 3, and that'll be the first strikeout of the day for Dylan Taylor on the mound.
Now batting, number 10, Stone Pinson.
Stone Pinson, the catcher for Baconton Charter, comes up. 1 out, runner still on first. The early leadoff hit. Taylor, a curveball, swung on and miss. So
Great job by Dylan Taylor getting ahead early in the count with that curveball there, breaking away from the batter. So the 0-1 pitch, another breaking ball. The count now at 1-1.
Dylan Taylor's doing a good job of staying away from the batters. He's pitching more on the outside. See, there again, he's just a little outside off the plate for ball 2. So the 2-1, there's no pitch. Another pickoff attempt at first.
So the 2-1 pitch swung on and fouled off down the right field line for strike 2. Baconton Charter with the runner on first from the leadoff hit. Still at first. Now the 2-2 pitch, breaking ball down.
Slow and inside where it broke across the plate.
Just a little low there, so count now is a full 3-2.
Let's see what Taylor can offer up here. His first full count for this afternoon. He breaks a curveball right across the plate for strike 3. Caught him looking.
Great pitch by Dylan Taylor there. He catch the batter looking, and now down to 2 outs is Baconton here in the top half of the first.
Right. And that brings up Grant Smithwick, the first baseman. The first pitch he will see is in the dirt, but a great stop there by Trip Lumpkin from allowing that to get to the backstop.
Right. Runner would have advanced on the second base and into scoring position with a base hit. So Dylan's 1-0 pitch in there for strike 1. Great pitch there on the outside part of the plate, and great job by Trip Lumpkin, the freshman catcher, to frame that.
Yeah, he's really working the outside corner so far in this first inning. Staying away as he goes again just a little low and outside. So the 2-1 pitch from Taylor. Outside again, called strike 2.
Umpire giving some calls on the outer half of the plate today.
The even
To
count.
start this game. It swung on and missed, and throw down to first will retire the side. So Baconton, after getting a leadoff single, they leave him stranded at first. We are still tied here, 0-0. So now we go to the bottom half of the first, and Garrett Peavy leading off for the Wildcats, playing shortstop, as that pitch is thrown behind him to start off his at-bat.
Yeah, the very first pitch, just a little behind. Sure, it would have slipped, but
Now the 1-0 pitch is a ball in the dirt. So Peavy with an early 2-0 lead in this count. So he leads off for the Wildcats. That pitch is going to run inside and hit Peavy, and he's going to be limping down to first.
so 3 straight pitches, all inside, and Peavy gingerly walking down the first base line. As a field judge calls time, see if they'll, yeah, they're going to give Peavy some time. He's still a little shaken up down there.
So as Garrett tries to walk that one off, we'll have Dakota Albritton, the senior left fielder, come up to the plate next. But so far in that first at bat was not good for Baconton Charters. He was all over the place. The first pitch behind him, the second one outside, and then the other was batter box in the dirt, and that third one hits Peavy. So as we resume play, Dakota will now be in the batter's box, and first pitch for Dakota will be low in the dirt and jumps out to a 1-0 count.
Yeah. Pitcher's having a hard time trying to find his groove. Yeah. Took the words right out of my mouth. So the catcher,
he hasn't thrown a strike yet.
Yeah. Stone Pinson goes out there to see Payne Bowles. Five straight pitches and no strikes yet. As Dakota's about to see his 2-0. That one's just low for ball 3. The 3-0 pitch, called strike inside, so that will be the first strike he's thrown today. It's a 3-1 count for the senior Dakota Albritton.
So the 3-1 pitch, Garrett's on the move, and that ball will be down and in the dirt, and Garrett will advance to second, and Dakota will reach first on a walk. So that will bring up the pitcher for tonight's ball game for Slide County, and Dylan Taylor batting in the 3-hole.
Yep.
So the first pitch for Dylan, low and in the dirt, and once again,
it almost caught his foot there. It's not what you want when bases loaded, no outs, and your 4-hole hitter's coming up, but
yep.
Again, another pitch for ball, so having a hard time finding his groove as the coaches come out and have a little chat with him, get him to calm down.
He's throwing one strike to the 3 batters now, and not a great start for Baconton Charter as they look to maintain the #1 spot in the state.
So let's see if he can find his groove there after he gets a little break. Taylor with the 2-0 count. Got 2 runners on with no out. A good chance for the Cats to strike early in the first. And the 2-0 pitch swung on, hit to the second baseman, who lets it jump up on him a little bit, but he will get the fielder's choice for Taylor. That's going to be the first out of the inning, but that does advance the runners. Now we have Dylan Wyndham, the senior, first baseman, coming up with runners in scoring position.
So Wyndham, the 4-hole hitter for the Wildcats, trying to put some runs on the board, as the first pitch he sees is outside and low for ball 1. And the 1-0 pitch outside for ball 2.
He's really got to find his groove here. He's getting behind in the counts. Each batter is really putting a lot of pressure on him, trying to throw a strike, but these hitters for Cy County can really damage you by getting on base as he throws another ball. So that's 3 straight balls to Wyndham and threatening to load the bases. And if that happens, that'll bring on Trent Bivens, the right fielder. .30 pitch outside, and that will walk.
4-pitch walk for Baconton. So he comes out of the meeting on the mound, and he gets a ground ball out, but very next batter, 4 pitches, 4 balls. Now I'll bring up Trent Bivens, the junior right fielder.
So bowls his first pitch to his 5th batter he sees, goes straight to the third baseman. He bobbles the ball. He looks, nowhere to throw, so that's going to score a run for the Cats as runners just advance up to the nearest base. That's going to be an E5 for Baconton Charters. They're not throwing the ball real well here in the first inning so far. And
it's still very early in the ball game for them. We're only in the first inning, so.
Ashton Gooden will see his first pitch as he watches one go for a ball.
So now the 1-0 pitch to Ashton. He's going to be in there for strike 1. So.
Well, and you can live with that. I mean, he's been struggling. Payne's been struggling on the mound so far right now.
If he can get out of this inning, only allowing that 1 run, he would mission accomplished for Baconton. You've got bases loaded in the heart of this Wildcats order with only 1 out, and so the corners are in, but the middle is played back deep for a double play as that ball is down low and in the dirt. The count will now be at 2-1.
So the 2-1 pitch, Ashton swings and misses. Maybe a little sigh of relief there from Payne as no contact was made, so we'll even the count to 2.
So the payoff pitch will be outside. We'll take a hop over the catcher, and Dakota Albritton will come in from third on that pass ball, and the Cats 2 runs here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, Payne Bowles is just struggling right now, unable to find a rhythm here. Already allowed 2 walks so far.
And he hit Peavy, so.
Yeah. And we have an error. So
on the third baseman, right?
Yeah, really just shooting themselves in the foot. But like you said, if they can get out of this, even right now. The count's now full to 3-2, and his 3-2 pitch is swung on and hit. High fly ball.
It's going to be tailing away from the right fielder as he's going to try and go get it. But probably a smart play that ball wasn't caught because Dylan Wyndham at third was looking to tag, and that would have given the Wildcats another run here in the bottom half of the first.
So Gooden stays alive.
We have a full 3-2 count.
Three-two pitch to Gooden. Looked on, ball 4, so that's now 3 walks for Payne in the first inning. And that loads the bases. And here comes Lauren Barano.
Senior third baseman.
Yep.
Number 14, Lord Barrow.
So bases loaded once again for the Cats.
Still 1 out here. That's the first pitch he sees will be low in the dirt again.
Nobody is warming up in the Baconton Charter bullpen, even though Payne Bowles has been a little bit wild here in the first inning. But still, he's only given up 2 runs. Bases are loaded, 1 out. And the 1-0 pitch to Lorne. Down and in the dirt once again.
So the 2-0 pitch now. Barano looks it on for strike 1. Baconton Charter still has a double play option with any base here. As Barano hits this one high in right field, and it's going to tail just out of play. That'll even the count at 2. Let's see if Barano can get a hit here. 2-2 pitch. He watches.
That was close.
Yeah.
Maybe got a fortunate call there. But regardless of the call, the count will now be at a full 3-2. Corners playing in. And the pitch delivered and
It's another
fouled off, and that one will also make it out of play.
So the Cats are doing a great job. The Cat batters are doing a great job of, working the count, working the pitcher, getting more pitches. He's struggled so far to throw strikes. So when you get a strike, you take advantage of it, foul it. As he sees another 3-2 count, and Barano watches that one for strike 3, so he's going to be out. That will be a backwards case, and we have 2 outs now. And that brings on Trip Lumpkin, the
Freshman catcher for the Wildcats in this game.
Number 3, T-Rib Lumpkin.
So now 2 outs for Baconton. The corners back up. Shortstop playing deep. But first pitch down low and in the dirt once again for ball 1.
The 1-0 pitch from Payne goes for ball 2 again. See if Tripp can get a hit right here. Maybe put another run on the board. Either way, if he gets walked, that will score a run. So Payne Bowles is in a bit of a predicament here. It's 3-0 count.
If I'm Tripp here, I'm looking at these next 2 pitches.
Yeah, I agree.
Unless you get one that's absolutely down the middle and in your sweet spot, I'm I'm watching these next two pitches and make him come full, but he will throw ball 4, and that will bring in Dylan Wyndham from third base. But now, coming up to bat, the designated hitter, Michael Wainwright.
That's now 4 walks for Payne Bowles.
And we'll have a pitching change, so as the new pitcher gets loose and warmed up, we'll take a break. Wildcats up 3-0. So the senior, Michael Wainwright, will be in the batter's box as the first pitch he sees is high and outside for ball 1.
And just in case if you're wondering, Jackson Bostic, he was third base. He's now moved to pitcher. And the previous pitcher, Payne Bowles, is now at third as Michael Wainwright puts a little bloop into right field. It's going to fall down. That's going to score 2.
Trip Lumpkin's going to advance all the way to third on that bloop single the opposite way. So that increases the Wildcat lead to 5-0, still with 2 outs though. And as they batted around now, as the leadoff hitter Garrett Peavy has returned to the plate. Last time he was up, he got hit in the side. Ended up coming around to score the first run of the ball game.
That was a good at bat, or a good hit there by Michael Wainwright.
Just went with the pitch and drove it the other way. The first pitch Garrett Peavy will see will be ball 1. Down low. Garrett's seen nothing but balls here. He hasn't seen a strike yet.
And as you say that, he hits one right at the middle. And it's going to be bobbled by the shortstop. The throw to first is going to be late, so that's going to score Trip Lumpkin. So Baconton Charter is not only killing themselves by not being able to throw a strike, but now 2 errors, or excuse me, maybe 3 in this inning alone.
That was Tucker Welch that came in for Trip Lumpkin for the courtesy runner for the catcher. But now that will bring up the senior left fielder Dakota Albritton.
That was a beautiful pitch there by Jackson Bostic. Dakota looks like his first strike. Little bouncer down to third base is picked up, thrown to first, and it's way over his head. Dakota makes it to first. That's going to bring Michael Wainwright home.
And Garrett Pugh will advance to third on that high throw. So Wildcats lead increased to 7.
Another error for the Baconton Charter defense.
That will bring up the pitcher, Dylan Taylor, as he grounded out to the shortstop on his first at bat. Or the second baseman, excuse me.
Albritton's running to second. The throw is going to be in time, and they're going to call him out. So Dakota Albritton gets caught stealing, heading to second. That's going to end the inning. The Cats are up 7-0, and we'll be right back.
Now, here's number 1, Jacob Smith.
So that brings on Jacob Smith, the designated hitter for the right fielder, as he sees his first plate appearance. And Dylan Taylor's first pitch is in there for strike one.
So Dylan, in the first inning, he gave up a leadoff single, but after that he was very good from the mound.
Yep.
But the second pitch will be a ball one, so the count now even at 1 apiece. Great breaking ball by Dylan Taylor, catching the batter looking, so the count now at 1-2. And the payoff pitch, just a bit outside on that call. So
we got a 2-2 count now. Taylor's pitch is swung on and missed, a nasty breaking ball. That's going to retire him. As that brings on number 16, Hayden Hatcher, the left fielder.
Number 16, Hayden Hatcher.
So the first pitch Hayden sees will be outside for ball one. And that pitch will be down low for ball two. As Dylan hasn't given up a base runner since that first batter of the ball game.
As there's his first strike of this at bat, but like you were saying, he hasn't allowed a runner on base since the first batter. He's really clamped down on that so far.
Now the 2-1 pitch will be outside, so now Dylan has got to find a way to battle back here in this 3-1 count. Going against Hayden Hatcher. And the 3-1 pitch fouled off and hit at the Sly County dugout.
And Taylor's full count pitch will be hit just past the third baseman, so that's going to allow the second runner for today as Hayden Hatcher gets on base. Barano was unable to get to that one as he stuck it in there between Garrett Peavy, but does allow the double play option to come available.
That brings up the now third baseman, Payne Bowles, as he started this game on the mound, but has been moved to third. So he's batting in the 7th spot. His first pitch will be, or Dylan's first pitch to Payne will be outside for ball 1.
Not a big lead over there about first, so Taylor's not too worried about that as he delivers his second pitch for ball 2.
So the 2-0 pitch will be in there for strike 1 for Dylan Taylor. He looks to battle back in this former 2-0 count, now 2-1. Still a 1 out in that.
Yep.
Great pitch by Dylan Taylor to get the batter swinging on that one. So 2-2 count, runner on first, still 1 out in the top half of the second.
Look at that. Wow. Taylor with a nasty curveball. Strikes him out looking, so.
Now batting number 32, Christian Garcia.
That's probably been his best pitch so far
Yeah, it has.
in these first 2 innings, the curveball.
He's really froze the batters. That curveball, he throws one.
Again, and that will be 4 strike 1. Great job by Dylan Taylor jumping ahead early in this count. It's the last 2 he's had to battle back, and count now will be evened up after that last pitch, a 1-1 count.
This 1-1 pitch goes for ball
2.
2. Taylor ironed the runner at first, and as he throws his curveball again for strike 2, so that evens the count now.
I wouldn't be surprised if another curveball came here with how good he's been in it.
I mean, you caught it.
Will be another curveball, but that one will get away from him.
But Trip Lumpkin, a great job there of blocking that. As he said, it got away from him, hit the dirt. Lumpkin was there to secure the ball, keep any runner from advancing. So that does give a full count now. The 3-2 pitch from Taylor. A curveball is going to be a little dribbler up to Logan Wirtz at second. His throw to first is in time for out number 3, so that's going to retire the half inning as the Cats walk off. Lead still 7-0. We'll be right back when the Cats come up to bat. So that brings on Dylan Taylor as he just left the mound from pitching, as he sees his second plate appearance today. Taylor's your pitcher in the third hole hitter as he flies one out in left field, just out of reach. No, I'm just playing. Hits it out of play, so that will even the count to 1.
And in his first at bat, he had a ground ball to second.
Yep.
Could have been a double play opportunity, but took a hop on the second baseman. Decided to only go with 1, but that pitch will be down low and in the dirt for a ball. So now a 2-1 count.
Taylor lifts one in the left field, and he falls down, but I think he caught it. He was backing his feet up as Taylor doesn't think so, and he go ahead and advances to second. Taylor's still standing at second, and they will call him out. Wow.
He's just bagging up and maybe slipped out there. And
yeah.
I think he's fortunate that he slipped. I don't think he catches that ball unless he slips. It might have fallen in front of him. But regardless of the outcome, it will be 1 out now. Dylan Wyndham will be up the bat. As his first pitch, he fouls off the third base line and out of play.
Wyndham, your first baseman, senior, as he hops over a ball in the dirt right there. So he'll see a 1-1 pitch, and he has a little dribble right to the first baseman. Easy place. That'll be out 2. And that'll bring on Trent Bivens, the right fielder. So far, a better second inning for Baconton Charters defense.
Right, 2 up, 2 down is the first inning, plagued by errors and walks. As they gave up 7 in the bottom half of the first. And first pitch to Trent Bivens will be down low and in the dirt for ball 1. He swings on the 1-0 pitch, and it's a line drive into left field between the third baseman and the shortstop. So the Wildcats have a man on with 2 outs as that brings up the center fielder Ashton Gooden.
Well, that was a beautiful hit by Trent Bivens. A lot of balls have actually been going between the shortstop and third baseman today so far.
I like that you didn't try and do too much with it. Just reach here and give your senior Ashton Gooden a chance. He's going to go opposite field, and that is a fair ball, I think.
I think they might have called it foul. It was close.
I thought it might have landed on the line, but umpire saw it differently.
Yeah, just a few feet to the left, it would have been fair, but that sends Ashton back to the plate now. As he has an 0-1 count. Next pitch he sees gets behind the catcher. Bivens is going to advance to second. Stone Pinson was unable to corral that one. So Bivens now Ashton Gooden's swung on a miss, so that'll have a 1-2 count now. Jackson Bostic's pitching pretty well here so far, as Ashton lifts one high and out of play. The count will stay at 1-2. But in comparison to Bostic and Bowles, Bostic, is pitching pretty well here so far. Getting ahead in the count is really what was hurting Bowles in the beginning of the first inning.
Throughout the first inning. So that pitch will be down low and in the dirt. And now we have a 2-2 count. And Bostic's 2-2 pitch. Trent Bivens is on the move, and that's fouled off. And will it get out of play? Yes, it will. Right behind the plate.
Trailing towards the fans there as it hits the bleacher. So Gooden still with the 2-2 count. He's been fouling pitches off left and right, working the pitcher. So next pitch he sees, he hits one right back to right field. The runner's still backing up, is going to fall right in front of the fence. Bivens comes around and scores. Ashton with a stand-up double. And that brings on Lauren Barano now.
That was a great piece of hitting by Ashton Gooden as he went with that pitch, just like the Wildcats have done all game.
Yep.
Just hit a high fly ball in the right field.
What was really good about it is he kept working the pitcher, working the count.
Fouling off until he got a pitch he could handle, and he went with it once he got it. But the third baseman, Lauren Barano, stands in as the first pitch he sees of this at bat. Will be in there for strike one as he struck out in the first inning.
The next pitch he gets, he hits it right to the shortstop. The shortstop corrals it. Throw to first is in time. Barano's set down. So that's going to end the half, or excuse me, end the second. Cats do put a score on the board, so it's now 8-0, and we'll be right back at the beginning of the third. So Caleb Jones now, the center fielder, number 3, is on to see his first plate appearance as Taylor's first pitch goes in for ball.
Dylan's done a great job of settling in here early into this ball game, getting in his groove on the mound.
Yeah.
As that pitch will be in there for strike one.
And you notice he's really stayed away a lot of times. He has worked the outside corner.
He stayed away, and he's had a steady diet of breaking balls throwing in. And speaking of them, there's one right there. And it's a swing and a miss. Beautiful pitch by Dylan, breaking that away from the batter. As he's now ahead in a 1-2 count. And another curveball in there, and jeez, man.
Looks good. So the Cats throwing around the diamond as Taylor sits down. The first batter of this inning with 4 pitches. And that brings on Smith Pinson, the shortstop, number 19.
So he led off this game with a single. And the first pitch he sees from Dylan this go-round is in the dirt for ball one. So Dylan steps off the mound as he gets set to go back. And the 1-0 pitch. Be outside for ball 2.
That was a close call there. Seemed just a little outside though. So now a 2-ball, now 1 strike. Count for Smith Pinson. That one's outside, so that's going to bring a 3-1 count. We don't see Dylan Taylor getting many 3-1 counts, hitter counts, as he really gets ahead in the count of each batter. So it'll be interesting to see how he handles this one.
Fastball inside in there for strike 2 as he evens up the count. Great job by Dylan battling back into this to bring it to a full count. And the pitch. Breaking ball, can't break that one in there for strike 3 as he gives up a walk to Smith Pinson, and that'll bring up Jackson Bostic, the pitcher.
Jackson Bostic.
Yeah, that was a close call there from the home plate umpire, but he saw a ball, and that's what it's called. So that's going to now give the double play option as Bostic sees a high breaking ball for ball 1. And a big lead over there at first base from Smith Pinson. As one is hit foul just past the first baseman Wyndham. So that'll even the count at 1.
One pitch outside and in the dirt, and Smith Pinson will advance to second on the throw, so he's now in scoring position. Still only 1 out.
Yeah, Trip Lumpkin unable to handle that one in the dirt. That allows Smith Pinson to advance, like you said, and gives Jackson Bostic a chance to put a run on the board here. The 2-1 pitch from Taylor in the dirt again, and that gets away from Trip Lumpkin yet again. And Pinson now to third. So 2 wild pitches there from Taylor and a runner in scoring position.
Dylan's back to a 3-1 count, just like with Smith Pinson. Let's see what Jackson Bostic can do at the plate. The 3-1 pitch will be outside for ball 4.
So runners at the corners, and Trent Lumpkin's going to make his way down to the pitcher's mound.
Now batting number 10, Stone Pinson.
That brings up Stone Pinson, the catcher for Baconton Charter, who has runners at the corners with 1 out. Cats can get out of this with leaving Baconton Charter off the board with a double play here.
That pitch will get away from Trip Lumpkin, and he decides not to throw down to second as the runner will advance. So Dylan, after striking out the first batter in this inning, he's gotten a little rattled.
Yeah, 2 runners in scoring position. That took the double play out of hand now, and as you see, a lot of his pitches are. Well, he's been throwing away majority of today, but a lot of his pitches have been tailing a little further and low. And William Rooks, the pitching coach, is going to make his way out. Michael Wainwright's in the bullpen warming up. We'll have a pitching change here, I believe. Maybe you just a talk.
I think he's just going to go out there and try and settle him down. See if he can't get Dylan back into his groove. as he is down in the count 2-0.
So we'll see what Taylor can do with the 2-0 count on Stone Pinson. Two runners in scoring position. The 2-0 pitch from Taylor. In there for strike one.
So now the 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball outside and down low for ball 3, as in back-to-back counts now. He's falling behind 3-0, and the last two batters he's given up walks to.
Three-one pitch swung on. I believe it was foul tipped. So now we have a full count. Taylor's done a good job so far today pitching. Just in this inning, is getting a little rattled here. If he can get out of this, be pretty good. As the full count pitch he sees goes on to Garrett Peavy. He makes a throw to first base for out number 1, but that does score a runner. So Baconton Charter gets on the board, and the runner at second will advance to third with 2 outs.
Great job by Garrett Peavy there, coming on and attacking that ball and throwing that ball on the run. Not the easiest of throws. So.
Right.
But now will be 2 outs here in the top half of the third, as Grant Smithwick, the first baseman, comes up to bat, and the first pitch he sees is in there for strike 1.
Beautiful pitch there by Dylan Taylor. As
Just breaking that curveball away from these right-handed hitters.
he gets ahead in the count 0-2 on Grant Smithwick, and his third pitch is just high and a little outside.
So the 1-2 pitch, breaking ball and fouled back by Grant. Still a 1-2 count, 2 outs, still a runner on third. Payoff pitch in there, swinging for strike 3. So Baconton puts a run on the board as they're now down by 7. Wildcats with a 8-1 lead, and we'll be right back.
So up to bat now in the bottom of the third is Trip Lumpkin. As the first pitch he sees, it's going to go straight to the second baseman. That'll be a quick one-out pitch there for Jackson Bostic. That brings on Michael Wainwright, the designated hitter, who had a little bloop hit into right field and scored a run. The first pitch he sees, he watches for ball one.
And the 1-0 pitch in there for ball two. Just a bit inside.
Wainwright pokes one down the first base line, and it gets past him. So another Baconton Charter defensive error. It's really been the story of tonight. It's been hurting them. They've had 2 errors at third base, an error at shortstop, and now an error at first. So we got to make those kinds of plays. So the first pitch Garrett Peavy sees, he hits one high and behind the plate for a foul ball. Peavy's second pitch, he puts one right to the shortstop. He backhands it. No throw, as Peavy was going to make it there regardless. So the runners advance. Wainwright now at second, Peavy at first, and up next is the senior
left fielder in Dakota Albred. Dylan Taylor in the on-deck circle. But the first pitch Dakota will see in this at-bat swung on and fouled off for strike one.
So the next pitch Dakota sees, he just puts a little bloop behind the shortstop. It's going to fall down. Runners are going to advance to each base. So
Dylan Taylor will now come up with the bases loaded with only 1 out.
And you see why that error hurts. Michael Wainwright.
Instead of having 2 outs, now you got 1 out and bases full, and deadly hitter in Dylan Taylor up the bat.
And
he grounded out to second his first at bat and hit a line drive to the left fielder in his second one.
And this is the heart of the Wildcat order, as Dylan Taylor just hits one right past the shortstop. That's going to score 2. Dakota Albritton's running around to third. Shortstop will cut the ball off, so that error scores 2.
Great piece of hitting by Dylan Taylor, going with that pitch and taking it the other way.
And here comes the senior first baseman, Dylan Wyndham, with 1 out and 2 runners in scoring position. As the Wildcats are just batting around, finding all kinds of contact. As the first pitch he watches will fall for ball 1. The 0-1 pitch, Dylan Wyndham hits a high fly ball. The center fielder's running in, and the shortstop, nobody calls it, but the center fielder does take control, and that'll retire him for the second out. And this brings up Trent Bivens, the right fielder, who has power himself.
Number 20, Trent Bivens.
So the first pitch Trent Bivens will see is inside for ball 1.
Bivens watches that one. It's in there for a strike. Now evens the count up to even to 1. It's the 1-1 pitch to Bivens. Inside for ball 2. Michael Wainwright still warming up in the bullpen for Sly County, as Taylor is on second base.
Dakota at third, and the 2-1 pitch. We'll watch that go by for strike 2 as the count now even at 2 apiece.
The 2-2 pitch hit on by Trent Bivens, and it gets past the third baseman. The shortstop's there to clean it up, though, but it's not in time. As 1 run will score, that brings in Dakota Albritton. And we now have runners at the corners with Ashton Gooden, the senior center fielder, at the plate.
So 2 outs, runners at the corners. See what Ashton Gooden can do here, but
I mean, it looks like we're going to have a
courtesy runner in for
Dylan Taylor.
Dylan Taylor. Ridge James will come on for the pitcher.
So the first pitch to Ashton Gooden's in the dirt. Ridge James thought about heading home, but thought otherwise. But the runner at first, I believe that's Trent Bivens. Trent Bivens. He advances to second. The second pitch to Ashton Gooden's fouled. So that'll even the count at 1. So Gooden here with 2 runners in scoring position with an even count.
And breaking ball thrown by the pitcher Jackson Bostic is going to put Ashton behind 1 in a 1-2 count. Runners at second and third, 2 outs. Wildcats still with an 11-1 lead. And the 1-2 pitch hit high in the air towards the left fielder. The shortstop will make the play as the Wildcats bring in 3 more in the bottom half of the third as they hold an 11-1 lead, and we'll be right back.
So Jacob Smith, the designated hitter, is up to the plate now. Taylor still at pitcher as his first pitch for this inning is a ball.
And the second pitch will be high and outside for ball 2. And the 2-0 pitch in there for strike 1 to Jacob Smith, the designated hitter. So he fouls off the 2-1 pitch out of play. So Dylan brings the count back even to a 2-2. Great job by Jacob Smith there, fouling off that curveball, just getting it out of play.
Yeah, he's really working Dylan Taylor here. Still fouling the ball off. Still a 2-2 count as Taylor delivers his pitch outside, and Smith was able to hold that off. So have a full count now. The 3-2 pitch from Taylor is a little bouncer to third baseman, or third base picked up by Lauren Barano. A good throw to the first for out number 1 in the top of the 4th. That'll bring on Hayden Hatcher, the left fielder, number 16.
Now batting, number 16, Hayden Hatcher.
I believe Dylan Taylor has retired the first batter of every inning except in the first when he gave up that single to Smith Pinson. Now the whip one out. Another ground ball to the third baseman Lauren Barano as he throws the first for the out. So quickly, 2 up, 2 down for Baconton Charter.
And Payne Bowles, the third baseman, makes his way to the plate. So Barano gets 2 attempts, 2 perfectly thrown strikes over to first base for 2 outs. And like you said, this inning's going by really quick as Payne fouls off the first pitch he sees.
So Dylan sets in the windup and delivers the 0-1 pitch, and great breaking ball in there for strike 2.
Wow. That was a beautiful pitch.
He's been on point with that curveball all day long.
That's been his best pitch, other than the fastball on the outside part of the plate.
He tried to go to the fastball there, but it's going to be in the dirt. Now the count at 1-2. Now the 1-2 pitch swung on to and hit to the third baseman Lauren Barano as he throws over, and
so
we'll make the out.
3 attempts, 3 perfectly strikes from Barano across the diamond. That's going to
bring us to the bottom half of the 4th.
Still 11-1 for Schley County as they get up to come to the plate, and we'll be right back. So Lauren Barano now to the plate as he collected all 3 of those outs. And his first pitch he sees goes straight to the shortstop, and he trots way down to first, and he will be retired on 1 pitch. And that brings up Trip Lumpkin, the freshman catcher. Barano's made some great contacts, just shortstop and the third baseman found a way to throw him out each time. So
the freshman catcher Trip Lumpkin now will come up to the plate with 1 out. And the first pitch he sees is going to be outside for ball 1. Now the 1-0 pitch inside for ball 2.
Jackson Bostic struggling right here with
Trip Lumpkin he retired the first batter of the inning in 1 pitch, but now in danger of giving up a 4-pitch walk as Trip Lumpkin swings.
Yeah, smokes that ball right down the first base line. He had the green light to go on the 3-0 count and drilled that ball. So that does give a 3-1 count here. Jackson Bostic sets and throws, and it's going to be outside. That'll put runner on first with Michael Wainwright coming up, the senior designated hitter.
Number 33, Michael Wainwright.
So we will have a courtesy runner for the catcher Trip Lumpkin, as that is Tucker Welch that is now on first base. First pitch to Michael Wainwright. Breaking ball in outside for ball 1.
See what Michael can do here. Michael had a beautiful hit in the earlier innings. Scored a run. Bostic looking over at first base.
Tucker's got a big lead over there, but isn't stealing. Fly ball hit straight at the center fielder, and he'll make the catch.
A nice contact there by Wainwright, but hit it straight to the center fielder. So that now brings up
Junior shortstop Garrett Peavy, as he's the leadoff man for the Wildcats. We're back to the top of the order.
And Peavy hits a high fly ball inside the infield. And the shortstop Smith Pinson will retire the side.
So after giving up a walk, Baconton Charter gets out of that inning. No harm done, as they're still down 1-11, and we'll be right back.
So the batter now is Christian Garcia. As the first pitch he sees, he hits a little bloop to second baseman Logan Wirtz. That'll record the first out of the inning. And that brings on Caleb Jones, the center fielder.
Now batting number 3, Caleb Jones.
So, first pitch he sees in this at bat, swung on for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch in there for strike 2. Great job by Triple Lumpkin framing that pitch on the outside corner.
Yeah, he did a beautiful job of framing that. Or they might have got away with that call, but nonetheless, it worked in the favor of the Cats, and that's going to be strike 3. So
4 pitches, 2 outs. That's
yeah,
pretty good for Dylan Taylor. Almost perfect with the strikeout.
that brings on the shortstop, Smith Pinson, who has been a solid player.
He had a single in the first and then a walk in the third, I believe. Oh, he'll have another chance to reach in the 5th.
As Taylor's first pitch to Pinson is looked on for ball 1.
Oh, the 1-0 pitch fouled off by Pinson. Shortstop for Baconton Charters. Count now is even at 1 apiece.
So the 1-1 pitch from Taylor. It's a breaking ball right at dead center for strike 2.
Great job by Dylan Taylor starting that pitch off the plate, making it look like balling.
Yeah, it really freezes the batter. His breaking ball is real
take
nasty.
all the way, and all of a sudden it breaks in there for a strike, and I'll throw a fastball, but it will be low for ball 2. So the count now at 2 apiece, 2 balls, 2 strikes to Pinson. Tried that breaking ball starting it off the plate again, but it will stay outside for ball 3. So now the count full with 2 outs here in the top half of the 5th.
The pitch from Taylor swung on and missed. Oh, I
believe he fouled that off.
A home plate umpire calls foul tip, so Pinson will stay in there for at least 1 more pitch. Taylor's 3-2 pitch again. Pinson hits a little dribbler down to the first base line. That's going to be picked up by Dylan Taylor, and he's just going to tag him out. So that'll retire the top of the 5th now for Slide County, as Baconton Charter will come up next to.
And that will actually be the game for Baconton Charter as Slide County. As Slide County will run rule Baconton Charter as 10 after 5 is in play.
So I really think what hurt Baconton Charter so far in the beginning was the lack of trying to get into the strike zone. Really, like you said, started off leadoff hitter Garrett Peavy got hit, and that really changed the game.
Those 3 errors in the first and all those walks really ended up costing Baconton Charter in this game. But that is it, folks. Baconton Charter, or Slide County, excuse me, comes out on top 11-1, and we'll be back Monday versus Westfield.